Hey, I'm Tom Rice.
And I'm James Bass, and welcome back to Sport All Over.
In today's episode, we'll be discussing the latest Champions League results and previewing the upcoming UFC 245, along with much, much more.
So, Tom, episode 2. Pretty exciting.
Yeah, we're back.
So let's just get right into it. Champions League.
Yeah, obviously we discussed it in the last episode, but a lot has happened since then.
A lot has happened. I guess we'll start from the top to the bottom.
Yep.
First off, I just want to point out how Haaland, the young, talented striker that everyone's looking at, said that they were going to beat Liverpool 3-0.
3-1.
3-1, sorry.
The reporter asks him, you to score all 3 goals? Yes.
And he scores 0, and he gets subbed out in the 75th minute.
Did you see him? He asked for the water bottle. He goes, yeah. Grabs it, just throws it on the ground instantly.
And so Liverpool beat Red Bull Salzburg 2-0. It was a really boring game. Keita and Salah were the 2 goal scorers. They scored in the matter of in the 57th and 58th minute. And
I mean, Liverpool doubling these shots. They had the same amount on target, but
so it was pretty simple. Napoli won, Chelsea won, Dortmund won.
Even though they had a red card.
Yeah. Lyon tied Leipzig. Benfica beat Zenit. Probably the saddest loss in the Champions League.
Yeah.
Ajax lost to Valencia. People said that game was rigged, which
did they actually?
Yeah. They had 17 shots, but they just couldn't finish.
3 on 65% possession.
Yeah.
That is unlucky.
There were a few big misses in that game, but the unfortunate thing is that Ajax is out of the Champions League.
Yeah. Down to the Europa.
Join Manchester United and Arsenal and all those cracking teams.
Barca get a good win, 2-1 up.
Youngest goal scorer in UEFA Champions League history
right.
at 17 years old and 40 days.
Ansu Fati.
Wow, actually when you look at the stats,
it was even game.
Very even. I think the thing is that obviously Barcelona did not have their strongest team going into that game. They didn't plan on it.
If we have a look at the lineup,
they had Carlos Perez.
Who was Todilbo and who was Wayuki.
I think they're both
youngsters.
They're academy players, but
decent result though, even with a weaker team.
Yeah, Real Madrid won, Atletico won, Juventus, PSG dominated Galatasaray. Yeah. Bayern finished their group undefeated without tying a game as well. They won every single one, beating Tottenham 3-1.
Atlanta beating Shakhtar 3-0.
Atlanta coming out of nowhere and winning and getting second in the group.
I think they're the first ever team to, lose because they play 6 games, don't they?
Yeah.
They lost all 3 of their first games and then came back and won. They must have won all 3 in a row.
Did they win all 3?
They must have, and now they're through. So it's the first team that's ever done it,
which is just incredible.
And then what's that? City as well got to win.
Yeah. So basically, we'll sum up it for you. Group A, PSG first place with 16 points, played terrific. Yeah, Real Madrid, it's obvious they had Club Brugge and Galatasaray in their group. That should be easy for them every single time. I think they were in either way, whatever the result was.
And then go to Group B, we've got Bayern, 6 wins, no draws, no losses, just domination. Tottenham coming in at second with 10 points. They lost twice, both of their losses coming to Bayern.
Yeah, Man City in Group C dominated, 14 points, didn't lose, 2 draws, 4 wins. As we said before, Atlanta coming out of nowhere. They lost their first 3, drew.
Yeah, they drew 1.
And then they won their last 2 That's just nuts. I feel bad for Dynamo because if they probably were playing anyone else, if it was a Shakhtar Dynamo final game, probably completely different.
Oh, we can also note Club Brugge going into the Europa League.
Yeah.
Olympiacos going in, and Shakhtar so far.
And then Juventus and Atletico easy making it. With Bayern Leverkusen going down the Europa League, they had 6 points. They competed well. They won the 2 games that they were supposed to win against Moscow, but they couldn't do anything else.
In Group E, we've got Liverpool topping them. Liverpool took 1 loss.
Yeah.
And then Napoli coming in second. Napoli only finished 1 point behind Liverpool, the reigning champs.
Here's the interesting thing, though. I know Haaland was really mad that they lost.
Yeah.
It didn't matter.
No.
Because Napoli won.
Yeah, no.
So they were they're going to Europa League. Hopefully Manchester United faces them, and we get to see how Haaland plays in Old Trafford, because that's where he's going to be playing in the future.
I mean, we can hope so.
One of the more exciting ones was Dortmund, Inter Milan, battling for that second spot.
Yeah.
Inter Milan unfortunately got the draw to play Barcelona, which sucks. And Dortmund, they had trouble.
Yeah, they scraped a win against Slavia Praha.
Yeah, but they still won 2-1.
They did.
Inter couldn't win, so it didn't really matter. So Inter's into the Europa League. Pretty simple.
Here we go. Leipzig topping their group with 11 points.
Yeah, but look how close every game was.
I mean, yeah, Leipzig in 11. Second place, Lyon got through with 8 points. And then third place going into the Europa League is Benfica with 7, and then Zenit on 7 as well. So
yeah, it's
literally by one goal that Benfica goes through to the Europa League.
Crazy. It's crazy. And then the one that was very sad, Valencia coming top of the group with 11 points. Second was Chelsea with 11 points. They both had the same goal difference. That's crazy.
It must have been...
goals allowed. They have less.
Yeah, they have less. But then Chelsea scored more. So.
Yeah, it's interesting. But and then Ajax, 1 point, lost at home to a Valencia team that they should beat.
Especially when they're getting a red card. I mean, I guess it wasn't.
It was in the 93rd minute, and it was because police just started like shoving kids. And
Chelsea have done well though there, because in second place. Oh no, the second place plays a first place team, don't they?
Yeah.
So Valencia have actually done well. They're going to get a second place team, so they might be able to get through to the quarterfinals.
Oh, that'd be interesting. It depends. Obviously, the draw has to come out.
Of course. Yeah.
But that should be fun. We'll
be talking about that, obviously.
Yeah. Europa League is obviously not, like, it's kind of simple. There's a lot of teams that no one really cares about. Sevilla lost. I don't even know who that is.
No. If we're picking out main teams here, we get Celtic with a 2-0 loss against a club I can't even pronounce the name of.
CFR Cluj.
Sporting with a 3-0 loss against Lask.
PSV tied Rosenborg. Arsenal tied Standard Liège. Shout out to Arsenal, by the way, for beating West Ham, breaking their 10-game losing streak.
FC Basel with a 2-0 win.
I think everyone, like all the bigger teams, just didn't play with their top-tier squads.
Surely
because they're all losing.
Lazio have some class players. They've got Immobile, Milinkovic-Savic.
Luis Alberto.
Yeah, 2-0 loss to Rennes.
Yeah, you see Porto beating
Wolves. A great result though. 4-0 win over.
Up the walls, up Adama Traore.
Come to Besiktas.
Man United beating AZ. Roma tying Wolfsburg.
That's got to be a win for Roma there. Gee.
Why are there two Wolfsburg?
Oh, yeah, this is a completely different one.
Sorry, guys. But yeah, pretty simple. Man United got the dub. Me and Tom are both happy. So in the groups, Group A, Sevilla gained top with 15 points. They won every game except for the last one to APL Nicosia.
Who came in second, yeah. And then Group B, we have Malmo. I'm pretty sure that's Zlatan's former club, Malmo. They topped the group with 11 points, and then Copenhagen in at second with 9.
Group C was FC Basel and Getafe CF. Pretty simple for them. Surprisingly, Group D, though, Tom. Last coming in first place was Sporting in second and PSV in third.
PSV not even making it through. If we move on to Group E, up the Celtic coming in. Oh, well, it's controversial. I mean, Celtic getting first and CFR Cluj coming in second with Lazio not even making top 2.
Do people not care about... Because Lazio should not lose their games.
I mean, they lost 4 out of their 6 games. They just did not deserve to go through.
That is appalling. In Group F, Arsenal gained through.
Somehow.
What's that? Is that Frankfurt or?
Yeah, Eintracht Frankfurt. Yeah.
Yeah, they get second, beating Standard Liège by 1 point.
Yeah.
Group G.
Yeah, Group G is then Porto coming in first place. That was actually quite a close, race to get through. Porto coming in first with 10. Rangers in the second with 9 points, and then Young Boys just missing out by 1 point and 8 points.
Damn, Rick, the Young Boys.
Fine, or would I expect to do better though? Coming in last there.
Yeah, in Group H it was Espanyol with first place with 11 points. Ludo Gretz with 8 points. You know what's funny about Group H is that all the second, third, and fourth were all 3 points within 3 points against each other.
True that.
With Moscow in last with 5, and I don't even know how to say that. I'm ignoring that. Wolves.
So Wolfsburg coming in second to Ghent, which I don't know about you, but I'd expect Wolfsburg to top that group.
Yeah, but you know what? I don't think they care. They knew they won the games they needed to. They got through.
Yeah, they got through. I mean, comfortable as well. The next teams had 4 and 3. So.
Yeah. You want to tell us about Group J?
Right, Group J had Istanbul. Here we go. Basak Shakir coming in first with 10 points, and then surprisingly Roma not topping the group again.
They barely got away with it too.
Yeah, 9 points, and then Borussia Mönchengladbach, who I would expect to get through.
They lost their last game. Roma drew.
Must have been to the Istanbul team.
Yeah, that's crazy. Maybe we're gonna see a bunch of upsets in the Europa League this year.
Potentially, yeah.
Oh yes, and Wolves easily gained second place with Braga in front with 14 points. Did not lose a game.
Yeah,
Congratulations to them too for getting through. And then Group L, fold with the biggest L ever of Manchester United getting first place with 13 points, and beating a team AZ who got second with 9 points.
I mean, the fact that we lost the game in a group with AZ, Alkmaar, Partizan, and Astana is just disgraceful.
I mean, we lost to Astana. Was it 3-1?
Oh, I think it was a bit of a disgraceful game.
But ignoring that, EPL.
Yes, the EPL was good this week.
Starting
on Sunday.
So Everton and Chelsea played.
With
Kepa,
Everton's form recently, you expect a whitewash from Chelsea.
Kepa played awful. Kepa, I watched the highlights of the game, and Kepa didn't, the defense, two of their 3 goals were due to mistakes out of the back. And it's just I
saw a few tweets saying that all these Chelsea fans want Kepa out.
Yeah. He played this ball out to the left wing.
Yeah.
And he just hits it right into the right winger, and they attack, and it was just awful. Liverpool with an easy win against Bournemouth, 3-0.
Comfortable.
Tottenham destroying Burnley. Tottenham with
coming back from the loss.
Yeah, against you know who, and Tottenham with Jose Mourinho looked good.
Yeah, not too bad.
Our Lord and Savior Marcus Rashford. How about him? In 11 games, 10 goals.
Man United get a huge win over Man City, pretty much just gifting Liverpool the title at this point, really. I mean,
well, yeah, we've beaten less. It's so weird. We play to our opponent's level. It just doesn't make sense. We dominated Man City that game.
Top 6 teams, we play out of our skin, and then we come up against a Bournemouth or a Newcastle, and we'll just struggle.
I mean, the thing is about that game was that Man City did have more shots than us. That's fine. But in the first...
Over double, actually.
Yeah, but in the first, 20 minutes, we had, 4 one-on-ones.
They had 72% possession.
I don't even care, dude. We take the dub, and
Oh, my.
You know what? I'm happy with it.
So, yeah, Watford with a 0-0 draw with Palace. Leicester with another convincing win over Aston Villa.
They're killing it right now.
They are, eh? Then we've got Newcastle with a 2-1 win over Southampton. Which is, Southampton, I'm pretty sure, are playing not the best.
Yeah, it's Southampton,
You mean Liverpool's B team?
Yes, quite true. And
Sheffield with a 2-1 dub over Norwich.
And then Brighton ties Wolves. And as we said before, shout out to Arsenal for finally breaking their losing streak.
I called in the last episode, I said West Ham winning that game. And they were 1-0 up, so good on Arsenal.
Did they win?
No, they didn't.
Yes, the goals Ogbonna scored within the 38th minute. Arsenal fans were like, oh no, here we go again. And then, you have all
3
these...
goals in 9 minutes.
Martinelli, Pepe, and Aubameyang.
I mean, they had 3 shots on target, 3 goals. So my question goes to the goalkeeper for West Ham, who was D. Martin.
Never even heard of him.
Oh, he's the guy's... his dad's like a club legend for West Ham.
Is he?
Yeah, and... He kept a clean sheet in his debut and started crying, and then he's conceded 3 shots.
Oh my god. So basically, there's not too many exciting games. I guess Wolves versus Tottenham is decently exciting.
It's a good game.
Hopefully Watford can beat Liverpool tomorrow for us.
Yeah, and then we've got Chelsea, Bournemouth. I expect Chelsea to win that.
But there's 2 made games.
Yeah.
Even though their form has been terrible this season. After a good, not good, but a win against Chelsea.
Win against Chelsea, yeah.
They face Man United. We're excited about that. We'll want to continue our ways of winning.
Is United at home here? Yeah, they are.
So we play Everton. I expect to win from us.
I'm going to predict 4-0 United.
4-0 United. You heard it here, guys. And then Arsenal, Man City. You know what? You ready?
You're going Arsenal, aren't you?
I think Arsenal's going to win 2-1. I think Man City's going to lose the second game in a row 2-1. I think Aubameyang's going to score one. And I think it's going to be Pepe. I'm
thinking Arsenal get their hopes up against West Ham and then they're just shattered like 6-0.
Imagine. It'll be interesting to see. I hope you guys are excited about that.
Yeah, so in some lesser important games, there's Sheffield, Aston Villa. I mean, it's not actually non-important. Leicester, Norwich. Hopefully Leicester can win that and keep the title race alive. Burnley, Newcastle, Southampton, West Ham, and then Crystal Palace, Brighton.
Yeah, but, the EPL table, as usual, still undefeated. Liverpool's just destroying. Leicester City's the only team competing, 8 points behind.
8 points behind those.
Man United right now in 5th, which just sucks.
Europa League spot, boys. Europa League spot.
But we're 5 points behind Chelsea. We can definitely catch up, but we're also only 1 point ahead of Wolves. And we're tied with Wolves on points. We're 1 point ahead of Tottenham. And only 2 points ahead of Arsenal.
Arsenal were down in 9th place, looking good.
After that win against Chelsea, Everton moved up to 14th, though.
Yeah, weren't they in like a relegation? I mean,
I'm pretty sure they were in...
Because look how close this is, 15 points for two teams, and then 16 for 2 teams, and then 17, 18. So very close down there.
It's fine. It's kind of funny because the EPL is kind of boring title-wise, right?
Yeah.
But
I mean,
when you get to the if you get through, I'd say 4th through like 9th. No, 4th through like 11th.
Yeah.
It's super tight.
It is.
But then you go down, it's also really tight for relegation right now. So it's like, as long as you're not focusing on the top or the far bottom with Watford with 9 points.
Oh my god. Is that one win? It is.
Oh my goodness. It's entertaining. It just depends what type of fan you are.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's the EPL, guys. I'm going to take it over to Tom right now, who we all know loves the UFC.
So good.
So Tom, tell us about what happened in the UFC.
So last Sunday we had UFC on ESPN 7, which in the main event we saw Alistair Overeem coming up against Jairzinho Rozenstruik. And Jairzinho Rozenstruik, he came into the UFC. I think he was coming into this fight. He was 3-0, and I don't think he'd made it out of the first round because he just KOs everyone in the first round. His punching power is insane. And Alistair, as you can see, like Jairzinho's record is 10 wins, no draws, no losses. When Alistair Overeem has had 45 wins and 18 losses.
Jeez, he's a veteran.
He is. He's been fighting since like in the 1990s at a real high level.
My goodness.
So this was obviously the main event, so it's a 5-round fight, and Alistair was just playing at his game plan, shutting down the power of Jairzinho the whole time. Through all 5 rounds, he's winning on all judges' scorecards. I'm pretty sure he's winning every single round. 4 seconds left to go on the final round, and KO. Good night. And I don't know if you've seen it, but you've got to search it up. If you search up Alistair Overeem lip cut, I mean, it's not for the sore eyes. His lip is just completely busted open. Like, have you seen it?
I haven't yet. I'll make sure to check it out.
His lip is just like completely split open. It's absolutely disgusting.
That sounds awful, but
yeah. And then going a couple fights down, we had Stefan Struve, who they call him the skyscraper because he's 7 feet tall.
Oh my goodness.
And he fought this guy called Ben Rothwell, who's 6'4", so it was like giants. Ben Rothwell kicks Stefan Struve because, like, since he's so tall, he goes for a body shot, just ends up kicking him in the nuts. He did. Did
they not call it?
Well, they did, but like if you get kicked in the nuts, you get 5 minutes to recover. And Stefan Struve took like all 5 minutes because he took like a hard shot, like booted right in the nuts.
Oh my god!
And like the crowd was like, the commentators were saying there was nothing they've ever seen like it before. He would like, every time he'd stand up, the crowd would go, yeah! And he'd put his head down, oh! Yeah! Oh! Every time he put his head up and down, it was hilarious.
That's funny.
So he did that once, and then Ben Rothwell smashed him again in the nuts.
Oh no.
He's not meaning to, but then he got a point taken away because you just can't do it that many times. And then so Stefan got like persuaded by the ref to continue. To continue fighting, and then a few seconds later just gets KO'd because his nuts are just throbbing.
God, that would hurt. I can't even imagine that.
So then, if we move on to the upcoming UFC event, this is one of the biggest ones of the entire year. Right at the back end of the year, we have UFC 245, which has not one, not two, but 3 title fights. At the top of the card. We have a good fight as well on the top of the prelims with Jeff Neal and Mike Perry. Mike Perry is an absolute savage.
He's 13-5 though.
But he's not the best fighter, but he's he's a savage, bro.
Wanna be Conor McGregor?
I mean, a bit. He trash talks and stuff like that. In his last fight, his nose looked like the letter L. It was just all no, not the letter L, the letter S. I mean, his nose was so buggered. So at the bottom of the card, we have Uriah Faber, who's I think he's 41 years old. He had retired for a wee while and came back and won his comeback fight. And now he's fighting a guy in Peter Yan who is on this real good winning streak. He's 13-1, and I really don't see it a good fight for Uriah. But I mean, he's just going to get ran through by Peter Yan, I'm pretty sure. He's this Russian dude, and he's just a tank. Then we have in the bantamweight division, we have Jose Aldo moving down, the king of the featherweights, till he got KO'd by McGregor in 13 seconds. But he's moving down to 135 pounds to fight Marlon Moraes, who just fought for the bantamweight title. And Jose Aldo actually looks like a ghost. He was pretty small at featherweight, and now he's moving down another weight class, and his cheeks are just all sunken in. He has no body fat at all.
Jeez.
It's pretty disgusting, actually. So I see Marlon just absolutely destroying, I'd say, first round.
Nice.
Then we move on to the first of the title fights. We have Amanda Nunes, the woman's GOAT by far.
Probably be Cyborg or someone, but I'm not exactly the biggest UFC fan.
People say it was Cyborg until Nunes knocked her out under a minute.
Oh, okay. That makes sense.
Yeah. She's fighting Jermaine Durandamy, who is this Dutch 10-time kickboxing world champion, and she actually had the title, won it against Holly Holm,
right,
in a controversial decision, and then she was told she had to defend it against Chris Cyborg, just didn't want to, and just vacated the belt so she didn't have to fight Chris Cyborg. I mean, it's a bit chicken, I know, and that's Amanda Nunes was talking about it in the press conference. She's like, she's Brazilian, so I'll do my best Brazilian accent. I cannot respect her for this. So yeah, I see Amanda Nunes winning that one, definitely.
See, the featherweight's pretty exciting, though.
Yes, Max Holloway. I love Max, but he's coming up against the Australian, Alexander Volkanovski, who's on this beast mode winning streak. He's 20-1, and then Max Holloway's 21-4. Max Holloway is the best featherweight of all time.
He's the GOAT?
By far, Jose was the GOAT, but then Max came in, beat him, had a rematch, beat him again. So he's had maybe I think it's something stupid 6 title defenses or something like that. He's really just a beast.
And tell me about the main event.
The main event is just fueled off trash talk. I mean, Kamaru Usman, who absolutely destroyed the former champ in his last fight to win the belt against Tyron Woodley. Beat him up for all 5 rounds. Coming up against Colby Covington, the lord of crap talking. But he's actually a nice bloke, apparently. He just puts on this persona to sell more tickets and stuff, so he makes himself more popular.
Kind of like what Logan Paul said he'd do against KSI, right? He didn't like it, but he was doing it to promote the fight more.
Yeah, exactly. And Colby's a huge Trump fan and all this. And,
oh no!
Huge.
I know
Trump
people
fan.
don't like me comparing. By the way, I know people don't like me comparing actual fighting with YouTube boxing, but I just had to point that out. But so he's massive. Is he Texan?
No, I don't think he is from. I can actually have a look where he's from. Where is he from? I don't know. He is from. Is it gonna say?
California.
Yeah, he's from California. So.
Oh, the funny thing, I know you don't know much. California's kind of split in the Democratic /
right.
Republican.
Yeah.
But Yeah, that's super exciting. Obviously, both of them 15-1. What's your prediction for, let's say, for the featherweight title and the welterweight?
Yeah, so in the featherweight, I mean, Alexander Volkanovski's come off like a big win against Jose Aldo in his last fight, where he just beat Jose up for 3 rounds.
Right.
I don't know. I just see Max keeping him at reach because Max is so tall and Volkanovski's just little, and like Max is taking the piss out of him in the pre-fight like conferences and stuff, saying he has T-Rex arms. So,
oh no.
But Volkanovski could knock him out, but no, I just see Max keeping him at a distance, just popping him with shots, and if he doesn't win by decision, maybe a KO late, like round 4 or 5.
Right.
And then in the main event, obviously it's not going to be a KO because like they both just don't KO people. They're both wrestlers.
Yeah.
And always just grind out decision wins. So I do actually think Colby's going to win though, because he just has this unrelentless pressure. He just goes.
The Trump boy.
I think he's going to win. Like, he just does not stop all 5 rounds. He's just there destroying you.
So, that is UFC for today.
Yeah, we'll be back next episode, and I will be looking on my predictions, and we'll see what's happened.
Yeah, so that...
this is tomorrow, isn't it?
Yeah, it's happening tomorrow at 4 p.m. New Zealand time.
Right, so I'll pass this over to you for the NFL.
So, I forgot to talk about NFL last week, guys, and that's quite embarrassing. Because the NFL is huge. First off, quickly, college football. College football playoff has been announced. Number 1 is LSU. Number 4 is Oklahoma. They'll be facing each other. And then number 2 and number 3. So number 2 is Ohio State, and number 3 is Clemson. Clemson are the reigning national champions, and they have not played anyone good all year.
Ooh.
So people they're the reigning national championships. They haven't lost, so they deserve to be in. But people don't think they're good enough because they haven't played anyone. And their toughest game was North Carolina, who are not good at all, and they beat them by 1 point.
Ooh.
So I'm just quickly would point that out.
So Clemson is undefeated, but they're 3rd ranked.
Yeah, well, number 1's also unranked or undefeated. Same with number 2.
Oh, right. So
it's only number 4 that's Oklahoma, who lost 1 game to Kansas State, who was unranked. Yeah, but basically, I'll talk about it more when we get closer to it, which is in about a month. In January is when they start.
Oh, so they take quite a break, do
Yeah, they get a long break. Right. So basically, NFL. Start off today is today's Friday. Or
sure is.
It just became Monday, actually.
How could it just become Monday if it's Friday?
Because it's 12.
That means it goes into Saturday, not Monday.
Oh, no. Ignore that. Oh, I'm dumb. Sorry. So it's Saturday. So basically, I watched Thursday Night Football with my dad.
Yep.
Congratulations to Lamar Jackson, who will win MVP. He's the best player in the NFL.
Shout out Jason Bass.
He broke Michael Vick's rushing record for a QB in a single season. So basically, he ran the most yards in a single season as a quarterback.
Right.
Congratulations to him. Nothing too big happened except there's a big upset. The Rams beat the Seahawks, who had been killing it all year long.
Isn't that your team?
That is my team.
Let's go.
So that made them drop.
Rams.
That made them drop back down to the 5 seed instead of staying at the 1 seed because the 49ers are just killing it. They had one of the best games in the NFL I've ever seen, with them beating the Saints 48-46.
Ooh.
That was just crazy.
Are the Patriots any good?
Oh, the Patriots are killing it. The Patriots are killing it. They lost
to the Chiefs.
Yes. I forgot about that. They've been killing it, but they've lost 2 in a row.
Oh.
Yeah. So
do they still have the throwing Tom Brady?
The throwing Tom Brady, you mean the quarterback?
The quarterback. Yeah.
Yeah, the Patriots right now have Tom Brady. He's like 40 plus years old. He's killing it. So the Patriots are 10-3 right now, but they have the Bills right behind them at 9-4. Pretty exciting. Yeah. Bills are killing it. Happy for them. AFC West, the Chiefs have been dominating. They're 9-4. But the Ravens, who have Lamar Jackson, have been killing it. They're 12-2. They have won 10 in a row.
Wait, so this Lamar Jackson guy is good?
He's insane. He's like taken the NFL by storm. He's just been killing it.
I've never heard of him. So
yeah, he's new. And then another exciting thing. So that's like the AFC South is really exciting because it's the Titans and Texans. No one really expected the Titans to be too good. But Ryan Tannehill's been killing it.
Yeah.
And he's like this quarterback who's been always decent, but this year's actually doing really well for.
Good on him.
And then the NFC, probably the worst division, the NFC East. Both the two teams who are top in the division right now both have losing records of 6-7, and that's the Cowboys and Eagles. The NFC West, the Seahawks, my Seahawks, are 10-3 right now. They need, they need to beat the 49ers, please. So the 49ers came in undefeated when we played against the Seahawks, and the Seahawks beat them in overtime, which was flipping awesome. The 49ers have only lost to the Seahawks and the Ravens.
Right.
Those are the only two teams.
Oh.
And they lost to the Ravens I believe it was on a game-winning field goal.
Oh.
So they won. They're top of the division. They're top of the conference. They're killing it. Congratulations to them. They deserve it. They've been kicking ass. NFC North, Packers and Vikings are the main two teams. Packers are doing really well.
Yeah.
I hate their quarterback. I think he's a dick. But that's it. Vikings are doing well.
I would expect the Bears to do well because who did they got? Odell Beckham.
You're just completely wrong.
Oh no, that's the
Dude, that's the Browns.
The Browns, not the Bears.
The Browns are in the AFC North and they're 6-7.
Oh.
They are doing awful. Ignore that. The NFC South is being dominated by the Saints. They've already clinched the playoffs. They've already clinched the division. Congratulations to them. Have one of the best quarterbacks in all time.
Falcons weren't they in the final a few years ago?
A few years ago, they choked the Super Bowl.
That's right. They were up.
They were up 28-3 in the third quarter. But yeah, that's pretty simple about the NFL. We have two more topics to talk about. We'll start off with basically the NBA has been really interesting. The Lakers and Bucks, man, have just been killing it.
Surely they meet in the final.
It's too early to tell, to be honest. But the Bucks have won 16 in a row. They have only lost one time at home. To be honest, though, it's so early, guys, that we're probably not going to talk about the NBA too much. Because it's just been so... It's just not the right time to. They are really having... It's just too early. 82 games. They've only played 25.
Yeah.
I guess we should just get into our last topic, Tom. New Zealand fans
excuse me.
Who love rugby. I don't get it too much. I've watched it a few times. Up the Crusaders.
Up the Saders.
Some stuff has happened with the All Blacks. Tom?
So, it's a sad last few days. Well, actually, it was only 15 hours ago when Steve Hansen has been released, I do believe. He's either been released or he's left the All Blacks job, which does make me cry a bit inside, as I've grown up watching him as the manager, not as the manager, as the coach, throughout he was 2010 World Cup, 2014 World Cup when we won back-to-backs.
Took the L.
Oh no, sorry, 2011 World Cup and 2015, I'm thinking football. And
didn't you take an L though in 2019?
We don't talk about that though.
To England?
We don't talk about no L's. So I mean, he gets third in one World Cup and he's gone, which I think's a bit harsh. But I was hoping Scott Robertson was going to get the All Blacks job because he's the Crusaders coach, and I'm hoping you've seen that, you know, after every time the Crusaders win the Super Rugby, he does this whole break dancing thing on the floor. It's sick. Imagine.
Oh yeah, didn't we see that?
Yeah, he wins the World Cup. He starts break dancing on the floor. That would be awesome. But no, the assistant coach who's been assistant coach to Steve Hansen for ages, Ian Foster, he has gone into the head coach role now. So we'll see how well he does.
Thoughts on that?
I mean, I don't know how he will do. Obviously he's been good because we've just been so dominant for the last pretty much decade up until this year. But other than that, yeah, we'll see how he does. Hopefully he does bad, so then they put Scott Robertson in the job.
Yeah, a lot of stuff has happened this year or this week. We're super excited about EPL. We're super excited about when the draw happens for Champions League.
Yeah.
We're We're excited to see how the All Blacks will do.
Yeah, we'll see how they do.
This is going to be super exciting because also tomorrow me and Tom will watch the UFC 245 to see what happens. I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. Thank you guys so much for the support on episode 1.
Yeah, thanks guys. Much appreciated.
Yeah, episode 3 will be next week, close to Christmas.
Very close, yeah.
And I'm super hyped to see Man United beat Everton.
Sick. Peace out.